Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem, amma ba'd. So again, Hakim Sahib rahmatullah alayhi, one person who's a Hafiz, he was mentioning that he's doing hifz. Because of that, he's not able to sleep for 6 hours. So I mentioned to you before, Hakim Sahib said, minimum 6 hours you should sleep. And if you're doing heavy mental work, it recommends 8 hours. So he's saying here that you must sleep for 6 hours. You must sleep for 6 hours. Even if you can't sleep for 6 hours, then lessen your practices. And he's saying for the person doing hifz, even if you can't do hifz, do less sabak. Not about you because we sleep enough anyways, but again, some people go over the top. Yeah, and try to do too much, sleep too less. So because why? Because if you don't sleep 6 hours, 6.5, 7 hours, what's going to happen? Eventually what's going to happen? Your health is going to collapse. And when your health collapses, then what's going to happen? You're going to miss fara'id. So right now, you're not sleeping 6 hours in an attempt to do nawafil. You're trying to sleep less than 6 hours, you're trying to sleep less so you can do more hifz, do more muta'ala. But what's going to happen in the long run? You'll get some done for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or what's going to happen? Or even not even a couple of months, depending on your health. What happens? Your health collapses, you leave hifz class, you leave alim class, you leave muta'ala. Understand? So the key to getting success is having a structured timetable, having a plan. Do a little bit, but do it every day. You have a fixed plan. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, long, like I'm going to do, they say, okay, every day after Isha, just 20 minutes I'm going to read a book. So if you did how much, in 1 week, you would have how many? 2 hours of mutala. And in a month, you'll have how many? 8 hours. And 8 hours, you can read a book easily. So if you read 12 books in a year, properly, 12 books a year properly, 12 Islamic books, what will happen? You would have a good amount of knowledge. Read one book on seerah, one book on fiqh, one book on hadith, one book on tafsir, or well, tafsir to put longer. But then if you do all these basics that you can end up doing, so you get so much. Why? Just simply structuring your time. You understand? So when you want to do a lot, doing a lot, those people who achieve a lot of it is just based on structure. It's not like they just go overboard and they just like, most of it is to do with timetable. Because Thani Rahmatullah alayhi, that was his key. He goes, I just have a structured timetable. This is my time for doing this is my time for doing this, and everything gets done. If we don't have a structured timetable, and nothing happens. It was one that I can't remember, somebody was writing about another alim, another scholar in Arabic, and he wrote, at this time, يَدْخُلُ وَلَا يَطْمَعُ فِيهِ طَامِعٌ. He would enter his house, and nobody would dare, تَمَا يَطْمَعُ, have like greed. Nobody would dare be greedy to go meet him at that time. Like, this is, no, don't talk to me right now, it's not my time. I have a meeting time. So between this time and this time, I'm available. And it's not like being arrogant, it's like, I have to get stuff done. It's not like you'll never get anything done. This is my private time for family, time for work, time for writing, time for sleeping, time to meet guests, time to have meetings. But if you don't have structure, so even in that, the main key is in the hifz class, have a structured routine. After Fajr, before you go to sleep, read it once. After Fajr, read it 3-4 times. Listen to it once on the way. So whatever, have a structure. It can't be random stuff. You understand? If you have a fixed structure, then things get done. So every day come back from school, like every day we have sabak. Why? Because it's fixed. From this time, from 3:30, 3:45 to 4:30, 4:45 is our sabak. So every day we get something done. If you don't have a fixed structure, what happens? It doesn't get happen. It isn't done. So have a fixed structure. Even if it's less, every day you do it, you get some stuff done. You understand? And to understand this as well, do you know if you go and check, see a video on the internet, is that if you get like a bucket of water, a bucket, and you just throw it on cement, what happens? It just washes away. No? Yeah? But if you get that bucket and you put a small, like a very small hole in it, and it just drops drop by drop on the cement, what happens? It creates a hole. No? So if you get a lot and you just pour it, it doesn't leave a space, it doesn't mark this on the cement. If you get a big bucket and put it on top, and the water drops, one drop, what happens? Slowly that drop, what does it do? It hits the cement all the time. What happens then? It leaves a mark in the cement. Similarly, if you keep doing things one by one, every day, you read 1 page of the Quran, every day for your whole life. But obviously, when you get older, you get more. But for now, for example, one day you read it every day, you're young, but every day you read 1 page of the Quran, what will happen? It'll start cleaning your heart bit by bit. It'll leave a good mark on your heart. If you do it one day, like one day you read 5 pages, and then you don't read it for next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then you get sawab, but it doesn't have a long-term effect. You understand? Like, another example is, if you say, no, what, I don't have time, so Sunday night, I'm going to eat for the whole week. Yeah? Sunday night, you get this much food. And you eat all of the whole week's food in one go. Is that going to benefit you? What's going to happen? You're going to throw up next morning, you're going to get sick in it. You have a tummy ache. But if you eat every day, what happens? You become healthy and start growing. Do you understand? Similarly, wherever you do, whether it's Quran reading, hifz, your sabak, your mutala'ah, studies, everything, You have an amount that's reasonable, like eating. You eat every day a small amount, and that'll make you grow. That'll make you healthy. If you don't eat at all or you eat so much, what happens? Both ways you're gonna get sick. You understand? Not gonna benefit you. So have a fixed amount that's reasonable that you can manage every day, and that becomes what? So much. So if you record how much you eat in your whole life, probably this much, there's a whole room. No, if you look at it, how much flour do you eat your whole life? Have a record. You measure it, how much flour, how much wheat, how much rice, how much meat, how many chickens did you eat your whole life? Probably a lot, in it. But because you eat a bit each time, if you try to eat all of that in 1 week, what's going to happen? It's not going to work. Do you understand? So we eat so much, but because we do a bit by bit, so much gets eaten. So similarly, if you do a bit, 1 page a day, 2, whatever it is, something reasonable, and then when you get used to something, what happens? If you're doing more, if you enjoy it, do a bit more, and it gets a lot. So this is called the barakah of, we call it doing ihtimam, tandeem al-awqat. You do tandeem of the awqat, there's so much barakah in this. And that's why they say that even if you're busy, like for example, Quran Tilawah, you got 1 juz every day, yes? And you're busy, don't leave it. Read 1 page. Every day, do something. If you have a practice, do it every day. Even if it's less, don't leave it ever. If you do 100 times astaghfirullah every day, you're so busy, say, oops, today was my 100th astaghfirullah, I forgot. You say astaghfirullah once. At least not left it. Better than nothing, innit? So you know, okay, yeah, my astaghfirullah today, I can't. And if you do it once, I end up doing at least 3 times, at least 10 times, at least 15 times. Do you understand? So never leave something. Have practices that you do every day and continuously. You understand? Yeah, so nothing is acquired by just going over the top. He's saying here, sleeping less than 6 hours. Acquired by how doing what? Continuously, a proper structure and a plan. And timetable doesn't mean that now it's like, oh, like, you know, I can't go past this time. It doesn't mean you got a rough idea. Some people, when you do a timetable, they try to do a timetable meaning like they plan every single second and they don't go beyond the timetable. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, okay, I have to, like, it means like, okay, let's say after Zohar, you were supposed to do this. Something popped up. It's okay. I'm not going to do half an hour today because something important popped up, but you still got a rough idea what I need to do after Zohar. I don't have to schedule every single, like, second of your life. Just mean, okay, before, like, on the weekend, all of it says, before Zohar, I'm going to have 20 minutes, I'm going to read. After Zohar, I'm just going to read Quran once, and then after that, we're going to go play. You get it? So once you have a rough idea of what you're going to do. So all you can do, for example, you wake up in the morning, we're going to play the whole weekend, but every time we wake up in the morning, on Saturday morning, what do you do? We wake up, we do wudu, and we read 1 page of Surah Yasin, or we do Surah Yasin. That's it. So you got that one structure. If you're going to get in a bit, we do a bit later. But if you have that thing, I have to do this every day, then things get done. Do you understand? Yeah. Subhanallah.